That's it.
We're live.
We're live. Hello. Hey Brian.
This whole podcast is about Lulu. Let's get into it. It's not.
Welcome to the Form and Void
Messed up in
show.
the corner here.
Let's get set. Let's get sexy. A little midriff showing.
Oh, sorry.
My name's Aaron.
Justin.
Derek. Can you imagine if you were in a public situation where you told someone, like, hey man, like, your shirt's untucked, and instead of tucking their shirt in, they just pulled their underwear, like, up, out, and tuck?
I just tried to push my glasses up.
Oh no, Justin had his eyeballs lasered today.
Yep. Right in there.
So now you won't be wearing sexy
And
glasses anymore.
that's why we're not doing the black metal episode this week, like we promised.
We were going to do black metal episode, which we've said, I think, 4 times now. That it's like the black metal episode. And,
It'll happen. It'll happen.
It'll happen one of these days.
It'll happen.
Maybe in the dead of winter we should do it. That would be appropriate.
Let's wait until it's bitterly cold.
We could go in the middle of the woods.
When the temperature dips below 30.
Yeah, I mean, that's when
we all do corpse
that is
paint
when you're
and we
supposed
go
to
outside.
listen to black metal.
We just listen to Immortal.
Yeah.
Just Immortal.
They're up there among the faves.
Well, they are the cold weather black metal band.
They are the cold weather, yep.
Surprise, this is the black metal episode.
Oh, shoot!
No, not really.
Gotcha.
Brian's upset.
Brian's not watching.
Laundry list items. Real quick. We did it before this podcast. I want to do it one more time. Round of applause for Converge, please. Justin still doesn't listen.
I haven't either.
Derek. Okay.
We have jobs,
slept
man.
all day.
He got his eye beers lasered.
Oh.
Eye beers?
Eye beers. That's one of those things I say to myself all the time, and I never
beers?
get to say it out loud. Eye beers. I don't know why it's funny to me. It's like eyeballs, but if you got hit in the head by a donkey
I feel
at
like
the
you
end
tried
of it,
to say
like,
eyebrows,
eye beers.
but it's like coming out.
Eye beers.
There's another laundry list item. Our show, thank you. December 4th.
Desfo.
We were playing the Emerson Theater.
With Angel Vivaldi and Scale the Summit and Andy Stiff.
Nope.
Yep.
We are not playing with Andy Stiff.
Andy something or other. Let's be real, they're YouTube bands. They're for fans of Dream Theater and Periphery. And then we're going to be there. We're the only band with a vocalist. But I guarantee they will all have very entertaining live shows, even if you don't know them.
For sure.
I'm actually calling for people not only to show up, but to bring tomatoes to throw at me, because nobody throws tomatoes anymore.
It needs to come
But
back.
I think
Rotten
it would be
Tomatoes.
funny that people threw stuff at me simply for singing.
Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, that would be good.
Rotten Tomatoes. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's the thing.
And give your score about a movie when you do
Or,
but we
if
have
you
tickets
liked us.
available.
Oh,
We
yeah.
have tickets.
Sorry. Most importantly. Yeah. Sorry. Tickets are available. We deliver. Unlike
we apparently deliver.
Unlike Taco Bell.
I did not know we were delivering.
We are delivering.
We're delivering. Uber Eats.
Yeah.
But tickets.
Tickets are 15 buckaroonies.
We will not mail them to you. We will literally deliver them.
Oh, yeah.
I will
Hand
hand deliver them to you. Not only will I hand deliver them to you, there's a common misconception about that phrase. Hand deliver doesn't mean I take it. I
Do you
put it
think
in
we're
my
going to
hand.
start something?
I go to you and I put it from my hand into your hand. Hand deliver means I put it in my hand, white glove, of course, we're not animals. I put it in my hand, I bring it to you, and I tuck it right in your pocket. Breast or front, you pick. Breast pocket or front pocket?
Breast or front?
Breast pocket or
Not the
front
back.
pocket? I'm not a cannibal, sir.
Breast or front?
I prefer front pocket, especially for the ladies. You know, I am a man. I'm taken. I'm not about to. It'd be weird. I'd have to bring. I have a small mechanical arm that I hold it, and then I have another one. I pry the pie and I slide in. You get it.
Like one of those Terminator crappy
Yes.
hands.
You make me think of when I was in high school. I had this theater teacher that was homosexual.
Uh-oh.
And there's a student that was not homosexual, which it doesn't matter because he's still underage. And
where are we going with this? Live on the internet.
we're going uncomfortable. He had an envelope that he was supposed to give him. I don't know what was in it. You know, something school related.
Okay.
Instead of just handing it to him, he was trying to put it in his back pocket. I'll never forget it.
Wow.
Kept trying to stuff it in there. And the guy, I was kind of friends with the guy who's doing it to. And he kind of turned around at him and looked at him. He's like, I'll take that.
I had one of those today. You ready for this? So I'm going into one of those just awkward situations where you're looking at another human man and you're just like, what are you thinking? So I'm walking in, hallway, restroom, door opens like this.
Okay.
This guy's walking out of the restroom. I'm walking into the restroom.
Yeah.
What do you do in that situation? You whoop with the door. I come in. So if you're the guy coming out of the restroom, I'm coming down the hallway.
I'm coming out of the restroom.
You break to your left, my right. You push the door with a couple fingers to hold it open long enough. I grab it, and I move in to my left of you, left of you. This guy holds the door with his left hand and brings his body out and against the wall like this, wanting me to go around him the other way while he holds the door like wall, door, like this. And I'm just like, no, I'm sorry, other way around. So he's like hugging the wall. Door, wall. And he's like, I'm supposed to come around this way. I'm very confused. I'm just looking at him, and he's like looking down in shame because he realized he's goofed. And he just goes, go ahead.
Beautiful.
So that's my story.
Those are stories we have to start today. All right, so this episode is Metallica themed.
All right, I'm going to have to bring up a list of all the Metallica albums.
Same.
Go for it. Take your time.
Okay, can we...
So, we're going to rank all the Metallica's albums.
Oh my gosh. So many. Well, okay, can we start with worst?
Yeah, we are.
We'll all have the same one.
We're going to do 10. There's 10. We're not going to rank Lulu.
Oh.
Because it's 11, and you know it's 11.
Lulu is the worst.
Yeah,
Lulu is the worst because you're the table. Also, did they have two different guys mix the vocal audio? Because what is that? One guy's here, the other guy is up here.
There's nothing good about
That's
it.
possible.
It's a disaster. If you haven't listened to Lulu, you can find it on YouTube still. Metallica tries to make it seem like it doesn't exist. It exists.
It's a good idea. They should try to bury that.
It's Metallica with Lou Ferrigno.
Lou Ferrigno.
It's called Lulu.
I think that might turn out better if they did that.
I'm the table. No, I can't do it. I'm trying to do my Lou Ferrigno right now. I'm the table. This is gonna get weird.
I just like that they wrote.
Lou Ferrigno is partially deaf. I wasn't being
wrote-
sensitive to mentally challenged people.
It's not mentally challenged.
No, I wasn't trying to impersonate someone who's mentally challenged. We're just flying off the rails today.
Oh, jeez.
My deaf guy sounds a lot like The Ringer,
that's
if you know what
good.
I'm saying.
What was I going to say now?
Wow. That really
They wrote,
doesn't work out.
spoken word poetry for James Hetfield to sing. That's the biggest issue. Like, what?
They goofed.
Anyways.
I did not. I thought you were opening pornography because my leg was in such a way that it looked like
What's going on?
he was opening the stream to check the comments, and it looked to me as though you were opening a tab that had
Because Derek's like lounging down.
illicit content. Because I'm like this, and it looked like someone. We don't need to get into it.
All right.
I was like, "What are you pulling up here, bud? Right now?" Okay, let's. How do you want to do this?
So we'll go from number 10 all the way up to 1.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna have to
Worst.
go quick.
Yeah.
Worst to best. I mean, there's not a whole lot to say
Worst to
about
best. Okay, this is gonna be tough because there's so many albums that I don't care about.
Well, I mean, you just put them at the bottom.
Right.
I think, generally speaking, the bottom 4 will be jumbled, but they're going to be the bottom 4. You know,
All right, yeah.
Top 4.
Yeah, let's go.
There we go. This is what we want.
Okay.
So, number 10.
Number 10.
Anybody want to start?
I'll go first. Reload.
Okay.
Yeah, Reload's their worst album.
Quick
Say
reason
that.
why.
Every song on it is garbage. It's mixed poorly. They turned into an Evanescence cover band before Evanescence existed.
It's also it's also literally leftovers from Load.
Yeah.
It's true.
It's the crappy B-sides of a crappy album.
I was debating between Load or Reload to be the worst, and I never can decide. Mainly because Reload has Fuel, and I like that song.
But Load has some good songs.
Yeah, you're probably right. I don't want to argue it that much, because they're my bottom 2.
Wait. Fired on Reload?
Wait, what?
Which album is that on?
Fuel is on Reload.
Did I say Fire?
Yep.
Yes.
Which album is That Which I Desire on?
That's Reload.
Okay, I do like that song. I'll give you that. But yeah, it's still the worst album.
I won't. I'm not gonna argue. Is number
Give me
9?
Fuel, give me
Is
Fire,
number 9?
give me Hobbits in the Shire.
Hobbits in the Shire.
9 is Load.
All right, I agree. Then It's not worth arguing. They're both crap in my opinion.
Yeah, the bottom 4 I think are all the same for all of us probably.
Well, maybe not. I don't know.
8.
I'd probably say Death Magnetic.
Interesting. I'm going Saint Anger.
I either have to choose Death Magnetic or what was the one? Oh yeah, that's the one I'm thinking of. Okay, yeah, Death Magnetic. Sorry, I you get them confused. Yeah, probably Death Magnetic. That album was they waited.
It was just too bland,
and it was such a big gap of time.
Very forgettable.
It was like, oh my gosh, a new Metallica album. It's been decades.
Right,
it hasn't been decades, but and then it was just kind of just weak in general.
Yeah.
7.
I only put it higher than Saint Anger because I didn't like how Saint Anger was just like some of the laziest songwriting they've ever done, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, there were some good riff ideas, but it was
definitely good riffs.
It was like I have a good riff, and that'll be one song. And, I have another good riff, and that'll be another song. And we'll just play it for 5 minutes straight.
Well, sometimes 8 minutes.
Sometimes 8 minutes straight, no soloing.
Yeah.
That's a rough record to sit through.
Saint Anger, you mean?
Yeah. But I mean, Death Magnetic is
7?
forgettable. So
Is Saint Anger your 7?
Yeah.
My 7 would probably be...
You putting Saint Anger higher?
Yeah.
Okay.
Would probably be Justice for All. Not that it's a bad album. Let's get that out there right now. It's just the one... It's just... 7 as far as... I just didn't get super into it.
Right.
Like...
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I get what you're saying.
Here's the thing. Okay. I'm just going to get into it now because it's going to blow up in my face. Number 6 would probably be the newest one. I can't even remember what it's called.
Hardwired.
Hardwired, because I thought it was pretty bland. It wasn't awful. Again, none of it's awful. It's all Metallica.
Here's the thing about Hardwired. I loved it the day it came out.
Yeah, just because it was new Metallica.
Yeah, pretty much.
But my number 5 is Saint Anger, and here's why. I have a very specific reason that probably won't be relatable to you, and it's similar to the Star Wars thing. That was actually the album that I first got into of theirs, because it came out when I was probably like 12 or 13, or maybe a little bit before. But in any event, it was the first one I got into, and the song, Saint Anger, I was not even super into heavy music at that time, and I heard that song,
Steven.
and I was like,
Hey, buddy.
this is so cool. Like, I didn't care that it sounded like a trash can. But it was mostly the drums on that song that I really got into. He can't even play the drums for that song. But I thought it was cool. I mean, and it's kind of a toned down. Was he making fun of me?
Yeah.
I deserve it. I didn't say it was their best.
He said, "And Justice for All is under Saint Anger for Derek."
I just didn't get as into it. Again, it's just because it was the first album of theirs I got into. That's it. That's the only reason it gets.
That's fair.
Number 5.
I mean, that's always like.
It's still 5 though. I mean, come on.
So I think to catch up real quick, and Justin, you'll just go and do the same. But 7, I think we were at 7.
Yeah. No, you did 7.
Death Magnetic for me.
Yeah, you did that.
Okay.
Yeah, and
then
Saint
Anger. 5.
Saint Anger would be 7.
Okay,
For me.
6 for me is Hardwired.
Sure.
I think it's the best
Same here.
album they've put out since the Black Album. That's where I'm at with that one.
Hardwired?
Hardwired to Self-Destruct, yes. That makes it better than Load, Reload,
Oh, okay.
Everything's synth.
Saint
Yeah,
Anger,
okay,
and
okay. For
Death
sure.
Magnetic.
For sure.
Agreed.
So then my 5, bringing it up to that, this might be a little controversial with some people.
If you say what I think you're about to say, we're gonna have a problem.
Here, and the only reason why I'm going to go and preface it why I'm putting it here, it's because there's 3 reasons. One, if I ever go back and listen to Metallica, I want to listen to all the other albums I'm listing ahead of it more. So it sits there for that. I think the reason of that is because the one I'm about to mention, and this will give it away, is overplayed a ton.
Yeah,
it's
I knew
played
that's what you were going to say.
a ton. It's just like oversaturated, the market. It is the album that got me into Metallica, though, so it holds a special place in my heart. But I do put the Black Album at 5.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah, Black Album's 4 for me. So
Every now and then I want to place it higher because of its significance.
I thought he was going to throw out my number one.
No.
For a second.
Every now and then because of its significance, I kind of want to bump it, but it's just, I don't know. Like, I don't really care to go listen to it that much anymore. Like, if I listen to Metallica, I want to go back to the earlier days.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Not to sound like a snob.
No, I totally get that. You're absolutely right. The Black Album's good, but yeah, you've heard it a bajillion times.
Yeah, it's just too much. It's too much.
Too much. But
what's
5
your
is
5?
still a good ranking.
Justice.
6 and 5.
Justice. Yeah.
6 was Hardwired.
Oh, okay.
And then 5 is Justice.
I was real close. I was debate.
It's so long.
It is long.
That's their newest one, right? I'm not...
No.
Injustice for All.
That's the one with the... Yeah, okay.
It's got
yep,
one on
sorry.
it.
Yep, tracking.
But the no bass kills me. I mean, there's bass on it, but it's basically...
They won't come out and say why they did that. They won't, admit it fully.
I guess I'll say... Okay. I guess Injustice for All would probably be my number 4. I'd probably put the Black Album ahead of it. I don't know. It's a toss-up, because honestly I don't listen to either of those albums very much.
Mm.
I really only listen to 2 Metallica albums repeatedly. But we'll get to that.
Number 4, Derek, go ahead.
I'll say, Injustice for All.
Okay.
Yeah.
4.
Black Album.
Okay. We're all just slightly jumbled.
Yeah.
Not much yet. Because mine's Injustice for All.
I think I know what Justin's number 1 is, and I think you guys know what
I think I know
is.
what both of your guys'
I have
number
a
ones
secret number 1.
are. Ooh, interesting.
Uh-oh. Lulu?
I have to think for a second. No, Injustice for All is another one I almost think about ranking higher from time to time because the riffs are freaking ridiculous on that album. Like, it's some of the best stuff they ever wrote.
Some of the...
Blackened is like top 3 to 5-ish songs they've ever written.
That song is ridiculous.
Oh my gosh, I love that riff so much. Oh, it's a tasty album. But it's just over long. By the time you get halfway through it, you're just exhausted and ready to...
Shh, we're not there yet, Steven.
I think in all honesty...
number 1.
Hey, put that back in your pants. Keep it in your pants.
Put that away. Tuck it back in.
Oh my goodness.
He's an underwear tucker.
He's got the hormone
right on
monster. The hormone monster. Go ahead. Time your number 1.
Let's crank it. Number 3.
You guys go ahead. I'm not ready.
Black Album.
Oh, you hadn't mentioned Black Album yet. Okay. 3.
Yeah.
Justin.
I'm doing Kill 'Em All for 3.
Alright. I know where that is
3?
for you. I don't want to do this. The top 3 is the hardest for me. It's so hard.
It is.
Put it out there.
Pick a day, and I'll probably jumble it differently. That's the hard part.
Put it out there. Put it out there.
I think it's Master of Puppets for me.
Ooh.
It feels wrong. I feel like it's wrong.
I respect that.
I feel like it's wrong.
I respect it.
I feel like it's wrong to put Master of Puppets at 3. I know it's like sacrilegious. I just have reasons for liking the other 2 better.
Yeah.
I can't say reasons why that's 3 other than I have reasons for the other 2 being 1 and 2.
You know what? I just realized I messed my order up. I had mentioned Black Album as 5 and
Black Album is 3.
Yeah, I mentioned it. Well, I mentioned it as 5 and 4 as Black Album and
Justice.
Yeah, Justice for All. I can never remember the
Careful with those.
Oh, how about this? Is this okay? My number 3.
Justice
I'm getting
for
myself.
All.
There's too many Metallica albums. You know what I mean? I really only have my top 2 solidified.
Yeah.
So my number 3. I hate to say this because it's such a good album, but is probably Ride the Lightning. Not because I dislike it, but of my
it's
top
tough
3.
Because
that's
3. We all have the same top 3.
Yeah. Well, everyone does, I think.
Yeah.
Again, I think it's on like whatever day you find me.
Sure.
I might.
Well, no, my number 1 never fluctuates.
I know what your number 1 is.
Yeah, everybody and their mother does. Alright, it's the only one that I have on vinyl. I'm such a hipster.
Hey, I'm the same way with my number 1.
That's true. That's true. Alright, let's get to it. Number 2.
Sucks. It's not that big of a deal, but I have a hard time saying it out loud.
Let's have it.
Because people could come back to this years from now.
Right. And judge you harshly.
Judge me. Let's Kill 'Em All.
That's your number. Wait, you just
2.
said that.
Kill 'Em All's 2. No, I said Master of Puppets is 3.
You said Kill 'Em All
said
for 3. That's right. You're both
Kill 'Em All's
wrong.
2. You're both wrong. Every now and then, I swear Kill 'Em All is my favorite one for some reason. But, it's just, I don't know. I don't know how you do this. I don't know how do we rank these? I can't do it. Kill 'Em All is like the catchiest album I think they ever wrote.
So Ride the Lightning's your number 1?
Ride the Lightning is number 1.
Explain.
And it'll probably just forever be my number 1.
Explain. Go deep. Don't just tell me this song is good. Tell me why that album is the best album.
Today I tested this again. I've tested it a bunch of times. And it's my reasoning. So Kill 'Em All was this amazing first album. Again, I think it's still the catchiest album they've ever written. I can sing along with like every song on that album. And great start. They're obviously fast, heavy already. They still have like a classic rock feel though. Hetfield's not quite Hetfield. But man, when you turn on, like, so if you listen to Kill 'Em All, like, all the way through, and kind of put yourself in the zone that you've never heard Metallica, like, any other time, and then you throw on Ride the Lightning, like, right after, and you hear the difference in their sound.
Yeah.
It's, like, one of the biggest...
Like how it gets worse.
Like, they're still clearly the same band, but man, it's one of the biggest jumps in sound I think ever. Like, they're darker, they're probably even heavier.
Yeah.
But there's more to their music. They become more Metallica, I think. Lyrically, I love the horror themes and stuff that started to come out during that time that wasn't there with Kill 'Em All. And, like, I'm going to go ahead and say it. I mean, I think as a guy who's, been a singer my whole life, pretty huge on vocals, I do not care. Very sorry for the bands that we were playing with on December 4th, but I don't care for instrumental music very much. I just don't.
You're just throwing a lot at me right now.
It's okay. I've never been able to grip it. But, like, that album ending with an instrumental, that should be a throwaway track. Like, that should be... Anytime you end an album with an instrumental, I probably wouldn't even care. I look forward to it. Look forward to that.
You don't like when people end albums with instrumentals?
Nope. Throwaway.
Aaron, our band does that with every song. We end every song with an instrumental.
No.
But he's talking a whole track.
I know what you're talking. You're talking crazy talk is what you're talking. You have to disconnect from the... It's a great way...
If you play music for a really long time after the vocals stop, but it's connected to that song, that's different.
No, I disagree.
Because if it's a separate track, all I'm saying is I will skip the track because you were intending me...
Are you listening through? Are you listening through or are you listening to song?
I always listen through.
If you're listening through and you don't appreciate a good outro, then you didn't appreciate the album.
I hate the word outro.
Why?
I think it's ridiculous.
I think you're ridiculous.
Yes, Steven, this is your old shirt.
Oh, wow.
Alright, can I just get this out of my system already?
That's neat.
Can I just get this out of my system?
Do it.
Number 2 is Master of Puppets. Duh. Number 1 is Kill 'Em All. They changed the music industry.
Master of Puppets is number 2. Duh.
They changed the music industry by releasing Kill 'Em All. You understand this? They didn't just put out the best thrash metal album of the big four, for sure. Of all time, maybe. They changed the entire course of the music industry. The entire industry was like, okay, dudes with long hair saying they're in a metal band but singing crappy acoustic love songs. Guns N' Roses, Heart, whatever. This crap. Hair metal. The whole music industry was like, this is it. This is our cash cow. Just like pop music nowadays. This band says, hey, no one's ever heard of us. Here's an album. Changed the whole thing. Brought an entire genre up from the underground with one album.
Steven is very happy with you.
Thank you, Steven. He gets it. Changed the whole thing.
I mean, I love Kill 'Em All.
I know you do. I'm arguing my case right now for why it's number one. I feel like the music is exceptional.
Do you guys
and
sleep
the history
well?
is exceptional.
But do you guys sleep well?
Yeah.
Suggesting that Metallica went downhill after their first album.
I never suggested that. How dare you?
You're saying it's number one. First album's the best.
I'm saying it's their best album in my opinion. That doesn't mean they went downhill. Just because your first work is your best
like this.
Doesn't mean you went like this. Your career goes like this, right? Each
Careful
album goes in an upward trajectory. The Wall Street Journal will edit it into all kinds of things. Each album is just a piece of the puzzle. I'm sick of this mentality that if a band releases this album and it's amazing on their journey, if this album is good, this album's not as good, that they're now a bad band. It's just a different album, and maybe you don't like it as much. The fact that you have a different number one than me proves this. So it doesn't mean that I think they got worse. It's just that they changed in a way that I necessarily didn't like as much as this one album. It doesn't mean I dislike the band or that they got worse, though.
Well, I get that.
So I don't think they got worse.
But you think their best work was the first one, is what I'm saying.
I'm saying my favorite of their work was their first one.
Interesting. What would be their best work?
I think that's subjective. Because I don't think it matters what I think about that. I think that's... I think you could argue their newest album is their best work because it's the culmination of their whole career. So arguably it's their best... I'm just saying, my point is...
You could also argue best would be most technically proficient. It could mean different things
Yeah,
to
exactly.
different people.
So best is, I think, subjective. But my favorite is objective.
You could also argue best would be best-selling. There's so many different things that could mean.
Yeah. There's an endless laundry list of... So just because I like their first album doesn't mean every other album is crap or they got worse after that. They started here and went downhill. What if I do it with two hands? Can I get away with that? Can I do this? Is this racist? Sorry. I've learned very quickly that if you have anything tattooed on your wrist, like by itself like this, people assume it's something hateful.
Really?
I've had so many people ask me if this is like related to Nazism in any way.
What in the world?
And I'm like, not even a little bit.
Yikes.
That's weird.
Because I think their thought is that it looks good when you do it up in the air like that. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Crazy.
People are weird. Anyways. Alright, Justin.
Steven had something to add to the conversation.
Let's have it, Steve-O.
He says, the first album, I feel, is usually the most passionate for most bands, and in this case, the passion Derek is referencing is the fact that they looked at hair metal and said, F that.
Language.
To write exactly what they wanted to and felt.
Yeah, absolutely. And also, there is this one quote, I think it is in the documentary Metal: A Headbanger's Journey. I think it's in that one, where the guy is talking about how he discovered Metallica, and it was because he was like sick of hair metal and he picked up Kill 'Em All. Like, what's this? Because the cover is literally like a dude's head being bashed in with a hammer, and Metallica has said, like, we tried to symbolize us killing hair metal posers. And I'm like, oh, that's strong. But the dude looked it up, turned it around and said, those are some of the ugliest people I've ever seen in my life, and bought it. That's a good point, Stephen. Thank you for agreeing with me that Kill 'Em All is undisputably their most important work. Most important work. They changed the music industry. It's the best of the big four. I'm going to say that right now.
My favorite is also Ride the Lightning, by the way.
So, okay. So this is what's interesting to me. I'm going to make
the Injustice for All symbol.
This is what's interesting to me. So Aaron's order is 3-1-2. Your order is 1-3-2. And my order is 3-2-1.
What?
No, I'm not. Those numbers have no significance as far as we all have the same top three.
Yes.
And
I
all
see.
three of
just
us
mixed different orders.
Yeah, all of us have.
You were 2-3-1.
2-3-1. Sorry,
Yes.
thank you.
Yeah.
All three of us have a different combination of the three
same
possible
three.
Of
Yes.
the three albums.
I
think that's interesting. That's all I was saying. I farted. I'm sorry.
3-1-2.
Unlike Star Wars movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, Star Wars movies are a bit of a kerfuffle. I love that
turned
word.
into an hour-long conversation.
Can we talk about the word kerfuffle real quick? It should be a swear word.
It sounds pretty close to
Listen
one.
to all the syllables that are in there and what you're talking about. It should be a swear.
I mean, if you yelled it loud enough that there was like spit that came out when you said it, I mean, I would be pretty offended.
But there's 2 F's, so it'd be pretty hard to not like... Let me see if I can figure out at exactly what intensity we get spit. Kerfuffle. Kerfuffle.
Oh.
Kerfuffle. Kerfuffle! 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 You see it spit? I'm feeling it. Do you have anything to add to the conversation about why Ride the Lightning is number 1?
I like it because it mixes in the sort of like classical guitar stuff.
Yeah.
Which I'm a sucker for. And touching on the last song, Call of Cthulhu, that's one of the only songs that I know how to play other than our songs. And probably the best outro to any album ever.
Don't call it an outro. It's the best... You ready for this? You ready for this? It's the best instrumental, I think, of all time.
That's possible, yeah.
I think
I'll love it.
Yeah.
Are you ready? Are you guys ready for my secret number 1?
Lulu?
S&M.
Shut up.
I love that album.
It's a live album.
Are you serious?
I love it. It's Metallica with an orchestra.
Yeah, no, that is a great album. I thought you were implying... I didn't know that was called S&M. I thought you were implying something very different. I was like, what are we...
You thought it was implying S&M.
Because it's...
surprise, my favorite Metallica album is Pornography.
It's a symphony and Metallica.
Yeah, that is... I've only ever seen... I think I've actually only seen YouTube videos.
It is fantastic.
And it's really good.
And when they play Call of Cthulhu...
Because that...
Get out.
That was basically my introduction to Metallica. I got into them late.
Yeah.
Super
Same.
late.
I mean...
I think the Black... I mean, I got into them late, but I think the first thing I heard was the Black Album. Then I think it was right.
Okay, their career happened before any of us were born, so we all got into them late.
I was born the year Master of Puppets came out.
Okay, never mind. I was born after their career.
Justin was born. I read this today. Justin, you're 84, right?
Yep.
That's Ride the Lightning.
Mm-hmm.
No way. I was born in '92. Did anything good happen then?
You were the year after the Black Album. They were 91.
I'll take that. It does blow my mind how many like amazing albums that I love came out around like within a year of me being born.
Yeah.
So that is interesting. That you were born during Ride the Lightning, and then I was born during Master of Puppets, and here we are.
Here we are.
Here you are.
Means nothing.
Here you are.
That's
okay.
why we're so successful.
I'm sorry, you guys, but you made me think about this, so now we're here. So, famous albums that came out the year that I was born.
Oh, here we go.
Check Your Head by Beastie Boys, love it. The Chronic by Dre.
Okay.
I burped. Images and Words by Dream Theater. Hate that album. Hate that band.
Hate that band.
Hate that band.
Not a good band.
I want to be careful in how I say this because I do have friends that like Dream Theater. So this is not a blanket
But they
statement.
don't listen to anything besides Dream Theater.
If you are my friend, and you listen to Dream Theater, we are friends. I respect your love for Dream Theater. Know this. If you are not my friend and you listen to Dream Theater, I don't respect your love for Dream Theater because you like them for all the wrong reasons and your taste in music is terrible.
I'm always like, why not listen to
Countdown to Extinction came out that year. Crimson Idol by Wasp. Adrenalize by Def Leppard. Sure. Oh, Dehumanizer by Black Sabbath. That is a good album. Vulgar Display of Power.
Nice.
That's cool. I'll take that. Body Count's first album came out in '92. What else? Fear Factory, Soul of a New Machine. I don't think I've ever listened to that. Utopia Banished by Napalm Death. I have listened to that. White Zombie. Oh, Tomb of the Mutilated. I love that album. That Cannibal Corpse album. Mm-hmm. That's the one where, well, I don't know if I should describe what's happening on the cover. 2 deceased people are fornicating. That's, I know, maybe not as descriptive enough to help you find the album, but it'll get you close.
It should help you find it.
Triumph of Steel by Man of War. Danzig 3, How Gods Kill. How the Gods
Aaron
Kill.
loves Man of War.
Public Enemy. Man, it was just an album for sweet metal.
And Man of War looks real great right now, too, by the way. They look like real stand-up guys.
Right. God.
Douchebags.
Did you hear about that, Derek?
No.
They are suing
Uh-oh.
a tribute band.
They are a tribute band.
They're suing a woman tribute band. They're called I can't say it.
Womanowar.
Womanowar.
That's stupid.
And they're saying it's because their name's too close to their name. Like, who cares? Do you think people are looking for you? No.
Can we talk really quickly?
I would pay the same amount to see Womanowar as I would to see Manowar. That's your problem. Not the confusion in names.
Since we're talking Metallica, I want to have a quick discussion, if we may, if we have time, about when bands fail at trying to be edgy.
Okay.
My thesis is based on the album covers for Load and Reload.
Pretty bad.
Yeah.
2 of the worst album covers ever.
In which the band created a mixture of their various bodily fluids.
So they say.
Spread it around.
Or pigs or something, I don't know. I've heard.
Took a picture.
Mixed.
Why? There's nothing, that's so cringy.
Because it's Load, man.
That's like if a dude came out on stage with no, like, bottomless with no pants on, like, yeah, man, rock and roll, and everyone's like, oh.
G.G. Allen.
Did that happen?
He did some messed up stuff.
I'm just saying.
What was Metallica
worse.
doing during that era period?
Drugs.
That's my question.
Cutting their hair.
Cutting their hair.
The album cover or the
changed their
photo of James Hetfield with, like, the really extreme eyeliner and the short hair makes my...
They changed their logo.
Every time I think about it, I feel a little shiver.
Was that the...
They cut up the logo, too. So.
Garage Inc?
Really?
Where they did all the covers?
What did the Metallica logo turn into?
It's really not a ton different. It
used to be all, like...
So you have the ones where it comes down, like, you know, the 2 sides come down?
Yeah.
That's the classic. They got rid of those ends. They kind of just made it a straight...
They made it look like Megadeth?
Sort of. Yeah, sort of.
Can we talk about how Megadeth shouldn't exist? How it's just like a jealous love child?
Man, they have a couple albums I love, but as of right now, they shouldn't exist.
Dave Mustaine is...
That's what he's talking about.
Oh, my... Oh, what is this? What is this? I did not know about all these logo changes.
Yeah, it happened with Load.
Even that is pathetic.
Yeah. The classic is so good.
The classic's as good as it gets.
I think that's the St. Anger one there.
Oh, really? That's on Kill 'Em All, if I'm not mistaken. No, I'm way off.
But
that's
dude, Megadeth rest in peace, dude.
I don't care about it. I don't care about anything.
You should care about it.
I'm sorry, I don't care about anything that band has done.
Hangar 18. Oof.
I don't care about anything that band has done, because
Tornado
every
Souls.
time I listen to them, I just think, this is the side project of a dude who wasn't good enough to be in Metallica. Do you hear me, Dave Mustaine? You weren't good enough to be in Metallica. Let it burn. Let it fester. You didn't get inducted. They got inducted. Does that hurt? Huh? Oh.
Steven said, Derek, you stop right there about Megadeth.
Dave Mustaine is pathetic.
Like, I can agree that, like, recent Megadeth is not...
There are...
to
The
talk
big
about.
4, in my mind, should be the big 2. Slayer's first 3 albums and Metallica.
You don't put...
Don't care about Anthrax, don't care about Metallica. There it is.
Wait.
What?
Megadeth.
What did I say?
Metallica.
Don't care about Anthrax, don't care about Megadeth.
This is an offensive podcast.
Do you care about Anthrax? Does anybody care about Anthrax?
No, I'm not saying that.
No one's going to call it the big 3. It had to have one more.
I
for
understand.
the titling reasons.
Had to have one more
I've
to
said
be
the
4.
same. I've said the same thing 100 times that I don't think Anthrax should necessarily be in the big 4, but the reason they're there is not so much of like how good their music was, is because they brought thrash to the East Coast.
He's the Ron Weasley.
They were the only ones
of
that
thrash metal. Meanwhile,
Everybody.
Hermione being Slayer, Harry, which
I
is
thought you were going to
Metallica.
say Hermione being Megadeth because of the red curly hair.
Wait, we're
No,
comparing
because
the,
Hermione is Slayer because
we're
she's
comparing the
really,
big 4
really
to Harry
good.
Potter characters.
She's really good.
Is that what we're doing? Did that
She's
start?
really impressive, but she doesn't have as much personality as Harry, which is why he's the main character, which is Metallica.
Right.
And then Ron,
Because he's got the lightning bolt.
the lovable,
Metallica.
the lovable screw up that no one really cares about. That's Anthrax. And then once again, Megadeth. I don't care about that, so I'm not gonna associate a character.
Anthrax gets a character. Megadeth doesn't.
You heard me.
Wow.
I don't know if having no character is better or worse than being Ron Weasley. Though.
We got a comment here from David. I feel Megadeth is good because he has a drive to be better than Metallica.
And he failed.
Yikes.
I'm just being facetious. Honestly, Megadeth is fine. I just like ragging on Dave Mustaine.
Steven wants to know specifically what you think, Derek, of Testament.
Testament? Gene Hogan is a very impressive drummer. Oh, the album they put out in... let me look at the name. I'm terrible with album names.
The one with the Tree Man on it? The recent one?
Yeah.
Like 2 years ago?
No.
One-
Testament, okay.
Times ago.
Can I just say
One
this?
on the Roots?
I know the timeline isn't perfect,
Something like
but
that.
Testament should have been in the Big Four, not Anthrax.
Agreed.
Okay, but the album... Dark Roots of Earth. That album
I was way
is
off.
unreal. Gene Hogan is just a
I
stupid
like the one
good
with
drummer.
Snake on it that they just put out.
I don't like.
That
I've
one was
not
really
listened to
good.
them super extensively,
recent
so I don't
stuff
have
is
really
killer.
passionate feelings on all of their albums. But I do like that band.
I love Testament.
Yeah, it's solid. It's solid. Yes, this is the one. Brotherhood of the Snake.
Yes.
Those are the three
So
snake
you-
heads.
Sick.
So you prefer the New Testament, and Derek prefers the Old Testament.
Oh,
I think we're
we
both-
did it. We made a joke.
That's it! Roll credits!
Somebody once told me the world is gonna round me.
I think we're both basically referring to New Testament.
No, it is.
Yeah, no, it is. He was making a Bible joke.
Well,
He goofed you with scripture.
I did love Dark Roots, though. That one's so freaking
Good.
I've
the
never
word of the
really
Lord.
listened to Old Testament before.
Really?
Not
Well,
not
the Brotherhood of the Snake is older. It's
I'm not
their
against it.
oldest.
I'm not against it. I'm just saying I haven't really.
They're honestly I think the thing that held them back and kept them out of the Big Four is, in my opinion, their recording quality wasn't as high as what other guys were using. Like, it's not as high as Metallica or even Megadeth. I think it's honestly still probably better than Anthrax. But yeah, I mean, you can listen to it and decide for yourself. Any other comments? Any other opinions I need to share?
That's it.
What about Creator?
So you guys don't know about Terminian
Oh, I missed
Catalog then? Ha 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 ha. It's after 9. Pants off after 9.
That's because Steven said.
Oh.
Creators.
I'm gonna give you guys one last chance to ask my opinion on music. Since obviously this
I
is
just
the
want to
highlight.
throw in my 2 cents that Creator's from
Of my
Germany,
night.
but I still would put them in the Big
God,
Four.
they're so freaking good.
Who?
Creator. I love
I
like
do like
a
Creator a lot.
lot of their albums. They can't be in the Big Four because
Stronger
of
than
not
fate,
being American,
stronger
but
than
man, holy crap. Because their first album came out 86. That's the same time as Master Puppets. That is, and it was extreme.
Well, I guess no one.
Extreme.
What is Terminian Catalog?
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Sounds like a typo.
Termion
We'll look it up when the podcast ends.
Catalog. Screw that! I'm looking it up right now.
Okay. We'll look it up now.
Probably shouldn't just be silent.
Maybe it
But-
was when you were talking about someone coming out with their pants off.
Terminian Catalog. Oh, it's a. They're like. I'm gonna give you guys the names of the members.
Oh yeah, it was about bodily fluids.
Oh, gross. The names of the members are MC Rockapi, Spellgoth, Janae Tulsa, DJ Vostapila, Master Bates. Oh man, I read that before I realized what I was reading.
Gotcha.
He zinged me. He got me good. And Bobby Undertaker.
Steven wants to know, what about Nuclear Assault?
The members' names? Is that what he's wanting to know?
I think just what we think of them, I guess.
I've never heard of them.
I've
I
never
haven't either, I don't
listened.
know.
Never listened to.
Their band's member. Oh man, my phone died. So that's the podcast.
We'll listen to them. Cool. That's it?
Yeah, December 4th.
December 4th, please.
Angel
come.
Vivaldi, Scale the Summit. We have tickets. You want them, we got them.
We
We'll
will
give
do-
them to you.
we'll
Hand
deliver.
delivered.
Hand
With the
delivered.
glove.
We'll deliver.
In your pocket.
Pocket of choice.
Breast or front.
Freaky fast.
Not of choice, Justin. They can't use the back pocket. What you don't know is that this whole time I've been stroking Aaron's foot just off of camera. It's cool.
All right.
Hit it. Punch
Thanks,
it, Chewie.
guys. Love you. Brian, what happened?